Well, hello there everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Time to Cook. I am Chef Christy. So today I am making a one skillet meal. It's actually been a while since I have made one of these delicious and simple dishes, and today is a good one. I am making a pesto chicken pasta dish, and it is all made in one skillet. And these are seriously some of my favorite meals, are the one skillet meals, because they're super, super easy. You just dump everything in a skillet and then you have a delicious dinner. So let me go over all the ingredients that you will need to make your chicken pesto pasta. So I have here 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts that was right around 1.5 pounds, and I've just cut them into bite-sized pieces. I have 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 1 cup of half and half. But you could use milk also if you wanted to reduce calories and fat. And then I have 1.5 cups of chicken broth, but this is actually the chicken granules that I dissolved in the hot water to make the broth. Then you're also going to need the star of this dish, which is your pesto. And I'm just using a jarred pesto. This has your garlic, your basil, has Romano and Parmesan cheese. This little jar is packed full of flavor. And then the pasta, I have 1/2 pound here of just your penne pasta that I will be using. So now I want to go over a couple different options for you. I have here 1/4 cup of a crumbled feta cheese, because I love feta. It's one of my very favorites. Salty, tangy feta is going to be delicious in this dish. However, you could use Parmesan, or you could even use a mozzarella if you wanted. Now another option is I'm using a pint of grape tomatoes. I'm going to slice these in half and add them to this dish, because I know it's going to give this pesto chicken just a burst of sweetness. But you could also add other vegetables such as spinach or chopped asparagus, maybe even some sliced zucchini if you wanted to increase your vegetables. I have heard it said that cooking is an art and baking is a science. So when you are cooking dishes like this, add your favorite ingredients. Make it your own. You can't really do that with baking. You have to follow that recipe. But that is what's so fun with dishes like this, is you can be a little bit more creative. You have a little bit more room to play, so to speak. All right, so now let me show you how I'm going to put this together. So I'm adding my oil to my large, deep cast iron skillet. Then I'm going to add my chicken. All right, so my chicken is just about cooked completely through. So I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken broth and my half and half. And then I'm going to add 2 big heaping tablespoons of that pesto, maybe even just a touch more. Guys, I think I'm actually going to add just a little bit more, right around 1/2 of this jar. I want it to be flavorful. Then I'm going to add my penne. I about called it pesto. Now I'm going to turn my fire down to medium low, and I'm going to cover this and let this cook until that pasta gets nice and tender and absorbs all that liquid. It'll take right around 10 minutes. All right, so after 10 minutes, look at this creamy, delicious pesto chicken. So now I'm going to add my tomatoes. And I'm going to cover this back up and let these cook for about 5 minutes, just until the tomatoes soften and break down a bit. All right, guys, I'm going to add just about 1/2 cup more of water. I just feel like it needs a little bit more liquid. Don't be afraid to do things like that. All right. Now, let those tomatoes cook. So guys, this is looking and smelling fabulous. The last thing that I'm going to do is add this crumbled feta. I did not want to do that when it was hot and bubbly on the stove because I didn't want it to completely melt in that sauce. I want to be able to see and taste that feta. I can't seem to leave this dish alone. I have one more thing that I want to do. This is optional. I do have some fresh basil leaves here, and I'm just going to roll them up and then do a knife cut called a chiffonade. Oh my. That is absolutely delicious. So full of flavor. This is so easy and delicious. You cannot beat a one skillet meal. I hope that you give this one a try. Well, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I will see you soon with more recipes.